3 years ago, I moved to Puerto Rico, and I must admit, it was a pretty impulsive decision. I had only visited for 3 weeks. I had gone back to California for 1 week to spend Easter with my family, and I just decided that even though I didn't really like my stay in Puerto Rico, my visit, I was gonna move anyways. And because of the time that I moved to Puerto Rico, I moved after January 1st, I was gonna have to do 3 years minimum. And that 3 years is coming up in just a few days. And as I reflect back on my time here in Puerto Rico, I think I've been sort of lying to myself about how much I've really enjoyed it. I think I've just been pretending to enjoy this place and failing to look past, the things that are probably causing a lot of unhappiness in my life to this day. And so Puerto Rico has been a challenge. It's been a huge transition. It has been such a culture shock from so many perspectives that getting the simplest things done here is harder than you could ever imagine. Registering your car, getting health insurance, getting car insurance, just going to the grocery store. And if you have a leaky sink, good luck finding someone to repair it in a meaningful, amount of time. Everything takes forever. And the quality of work is just so low here. Sure, I pay 0% capital gains taxes, and if I was ever to start a business that exported services, I would only be paying 4%. And that is, in a sense, life-changing because I haven't had to work over the last 3 years. And if I continue to live here, I may be able to stay retired for the rest of my life. But what I've realized recently is that I'm just not that happy here. There's a lot of things that I don't enjoy about this place. Dating here, good luck. Extremely difficult. I mean, the pool of qualified people is just extremely low. The beaches are so dirty. And every time it rains, they literally put the sewer water into the ocean. There's like this, if you're in a high-rise building, you could see the black spot in the ocean of where all the sewage is. It's terrible. There's just so many stray abandoned cats. Anytime I just try to go for a walk and enjoy outside, I just have to look at these starving, sickly cats all the time. And it's so hard to watch. And people here just don't care about animals. The amount of homeless dogs in shelters and the amount of people that throw dead dogs in bags, it just hurts my heart. And getting anywhere is like such a pain in the ass because you never know when you're gonna get a flat tire. Like it literally happens to you once a week because the potholes are so terrible. Finding a good place to live, the prices have like 2 to 3x in the last year and a half. Everywhere still requires masks around here. You can literally be walking down the road and the closest person is like 600 feet away and the police will turn on their sirens and tell you to put your mask on, okay? It's so hard to find what you need at the grocery store, and Amazon Prime, yeah, that doesn't really exist here. It usually takes like 2 to 3 weeks to get your stuff. And during the pandemic, it was taking a month for people to get their things here. It's like impossible to find a house that doesn't have cockroaches everywhere and ants. And you're lucky if the ants that you have don't bite you. I have all of these marks on my arm here. They're finally going away from like a ton of ant bites that I got over the last week or two. People will tell you they're gonna show up. Your housekeeper will say they're gonna show up. The handyman will say they're gonna show up. They say yes just to be nice, but they really have no intention on ever showing up. And the tax incentives, it's just like, I'm so tired of always wondering if they're going to change them, or what if Puerto Rico becomes a state? You just never know. They're always making changes to the tax incentives. Last year, I just had to give an extra $500 to join a lawsuit against the government to make sure that they didn't change our filing fee from like $250 to $5,000. Yeah, that's right, I said it. $5,000. The government? Insanely corrupt here. Like seriously, anytime there's a storm or anytime there's a natural disaster, people find locked up supplies that the government is hiding from people. Hiding. But on a good note, I guess a bunch of funds that Trump tried to get to Puerto Rico were just released recently. And after all these years, they're finally covering up the graffiti that's everywhere. But guess what? Give it a few weeks and the graffiti will be back. I am leaving Puerto Rico. I'm gone. I'm not gonna look back. I have 5 days left. I'm gonna hit that 3-year mark and I will be good to go. I will have served my time. I will have captured a ton of gains. I will have, increased my cost basis on all my cryptocurrency. I just can't do it anymore. I just need the luxuries back that the United States has to offer. I just want to go to Target again. It's just the simple things. I need Chick-fil-A. I need Chick-fil-A, okay? There's no Chick-fil-A here. They say Chick-fil-A is coming at the end of 2021, but that means 2025 is when the next Chick-fil-A is gonna come to Puerto Rico. Or not the next, but the first. So, my time is done. It's been good. I've met amazing friends. I have met lifelong friends. But for the sake of my happiness, for my well-being, and for my sanity, I'm out. I'm getting off this island and I'm not turning back. I'm not really sure where I'll go yet. Maybe back to California. I take that back. I'm not going back to California. I said I would never go back to California. I'm not going back to California. No way. Absolutely not. Maybe Texas, maybe Florida. I'm not quite sure yet. But I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm not a Puerto Rican anymore. Most people would say I never was anyway. Happy April Fool's Day. I love Puerto Rico. I'm not going anywhere. I did say that I was only going to be here for 3 years when I first came. I also didn't really like my trip. And many of the things that I said are things that are hard to look past. But the beaches here, phenomenal. My friends, amazing. The quality of people that come to this island that I get to meet each and every day, spectacular. I am not leaving this island. I love it now more than I've ever loved it. The honeymoon phase has not even faded after 3 years. I'm here for the long haul. So that's all I have for you today. As always, go out there, create a portfolio that you love, and seriously, do yourself a favor and move to Puerto Rico.